Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Night Garden. I am VampireAntihero, and this is Conquer Thy Fear Studio. First, you'll notice that we're doing something a little bit different today. I am doing something traditional for this week. I've been rehearsing 4 nights a week for a play that I'm in, and the opening weekend was last weekend. So after that opening weekend, I kind of crashed a little bit. Been trying to catch up with myself here. My husband is here doing the sanding for me and using the power tools. I have a bad shoulder, so I don't do power tools very well. So thank you, Keegan, for helping me to make this. I mentioned earlier that I've been part of a play for the last several months and that the opening weekend was last week. So I don't have a brain. Unfortunately, I didn't think to record when I was working on the background of the sign. So the still images are just that. The way that I did this was I just took a dark red paint, covered the board, used some black paint, and mixed it in with that red to kind of smudge it around with a fan brush, used pure black with a fan brush, and then smudged it around with a paper towel in order to get this distressed effect. And now what you see me doing is doing a whole bunch of measuring on top of a piece of tracing paper so that I can draw my design out without ruining the work that I just did on distressing the board and laying down that really nice base coat. I also want to note that I put that tracing paper on top of the board with painter's tape so that it wouldn't damage the board underneath. One of my best friend's birthdays was on January 7th, and I got the idea to make him something about 2 days before we were supposed to hang out for his birthday. So I'm sorry, Nick, that it's late, but this is a recreation of a sign from Stardew Valley, and it's based off of the official merch that they put out through Fangamer. I wanted to make my own spin on it, so this is me working on that. Stardew Valley is a really great game. It's kind of a feel-good game that I go back to often, and so does my friend. He's got over 600 hours in the game across different platforms, so it's something that I think he would enjoy enough to put something up in his house, especially something handmade. So I wanted to kind of pay homage to the game and also do something nice that he would enjoy. But a lot of what honestly went into this first part is just math. And I did try a couple of different things here that wound up not panning out. Like, I did a couple of curves, and you'll see me draw that out, but unfortunately, the corners aren't true. Like, it's not actually square, even though it looks square. There's a couple of issues with actual measurements that made it so that my tools wouldn't allow me to get a good curve that looked even on the board. So I scrapped that idea and just went back to the straight lines across and just measured. So the end goal for this is just to have a cohesive design done out in marker so that I can see what I'm doing. Cover the back of the tracing paper with some graphite and then trace my design so that I can see it on the actual board. And then I'll go over it with likely some Posca markers. And that will be in part 2. For now, this is all I was able to get done this week. So I'm going to let the music take over and show the rest of my process here. And I will be back at the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I know that this was something different than I typically do, so I hope that you enjoyed seeing the process. I'll be back with a part 2 eventually. I'd like to thank my coffee supporters. I could not keep making things like this without you guys, so I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you for liking my stuff and supporting me. I know that the winter can be tough on a lot of people, so I hope that you're all taking care of yourselves. Drink your water and do what you can. And I'll be back next week with another video. I love you all, and I hope that you have a great weekend and rest of your week. Bye, everyone.